Hello, my fellow Americans and international friends, and welcome back into the Cal Report. Today is July 20th, 2024. Today we're going to take you on back to State Assembly District 64 and speak once again with Raul Ortiz Jr. He's the Republican candidate running to represent this district. It covers the cities of La Habra, La Mirada, Norwalk, South Whittier, Santa Fe Springs, Downey, Bell Gardens, Bell, and Cudahy. So, without further ado, let's get to the interview. All right, we are once again joined by Raul Ortiz Jr., candidate for State Assembly District 64. Raul, thank you for coming back to the podcast.
Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely, man. You bet. So last time we talked a lot about crime, big issue in California right now. We talked a lot about bringing trade schools back. We talked about protecting parental authority, a variety of issues. But today let's talk about AB 1955, first of all, because this is a very hot topic across the whole state of California. A lot of families are very upset about this. AB 1955 was definitely a direct shot to local school boards in California.
Well, as a faith, family, and freedom candidate, this is very anti-family. And, they're pretty much, the Democrat side is right down the ticket. My opponent is voting right down Democrat ticket, so she voted for this bill as well.
So Blanca Pacheco voted for this, your opponent.
And me as a father of 8 children, still have 4 at home that I'm raising here in California. My older ones are already out of California. And she doesn't even have any children. So here she is voting anti-family bills, doesn't even have any kids for herself. And here I am, the candidate that has a family and struggling just like the rest of us. And everyone who else has voted for AB 1955, they're all complicit of the Nazi playbook that they're signed up for, because they're experimenting on our children, just like Joseph Mengele. We don't know what the long-term effects are, the puberty blockers, the hormones that they're going to be taking. This is exactly, when you look at, again, when we talk about history repeating itself, this is exactly what they did in Nazi Germany. We had Joseph Mengele, who was nicknamed, he's an SS officer, nicknamed the Angel of Death. He had an infatuation with children. He had a concentration camp of children. He was infatuated with twins in particularly. But what he would do, experiment on all these little children. He would castrate the boys and sterilize the little girls. And so that's exactly what these Democrats are doing. They're the Nazis of our generation. Everyone who's voted for this bill are complicit, and they try to call us Nazis. No, they are the real Nazis, and they are doing exactly what Joseph Mengele did, experimenting on our children, because we don't know the long-term effects. Matter of fact, what I've read, it's about $70,000 or more pop just for the transitioning, mutilation of those children, and then after that they got to stay on the hormones. And then after that, I've heard that even every 3 months they're getting infections. They're probably going to shorten their life. So this is some really, really big stuff evil stuff that we got to fight. Elon Musk, mentioned that because of this bill.
I was just going to say, he's moving his headquarters out of California.
Yeah, we already have a bunch of people, a lot of companies, big major companies that already moved out. I think we're like 200, 300 companies that moved out.
A lot, yeah.
Because of just all the regulations and taxation that we have. So we're not a very business-friendly state. This is just another reason for more companies to move out. He's taking SpaceX and X out of here. I think they're going to Texas, what I read. So this is another way how the domino effect of what the radical left is doing in Sacramento and passing these legislations that are attacking the families, and now companies are actually moving out because of that.
We got to talk about inflation, Raul, because it's crushing families across the whole state of California. As you know, we had another gas tax that went into effect on July 1st. So obviously that means people are going to be paying more at the pump. They're going to be paying more for groceries. It's going to be harder for families to make ends meet.
Our children don't have a shot to be able to live here in California, afford the food, afford buying a home. They're moving out of California, and who've already had bought homes, as parents, we're still stationed here. And now our kids are out of state. Our grandkids are out of state. So they're further separating families. So there's a very planned attack on how they're really dividing us up with the gas prices, and just in my industry alone. When I look at my industry alone, our trucks are going out. We're now spending more money in gas. So what happens? That gets passed on to the consumer.
Right.
Our customers now, we're having to raise the prices on their services because we're a service industry. And when that happens, now we're getting calls from these families because they're upset. Now they're canceling. It's a big old domino effect that's really hurting everybody. I go in, and how many are you really feeling the pinch right now? Going into a grocery store, walking out with 1 bag or 2 bags, maybe 3 bags, and you're like over $100 or $150, and you're looking at your bags like, what did I buy for $150? You're looking in there, it's like, it's not much at all.
I know, it's like the price of everything is quadrupled. Even the price of chicken is like just absolutely through the roof. I mean, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah. I mean, if I go down the street here, it was Telegraph, and there's a brand new Chick-fil-A they just put in there. And I go there, like my route here to my office and back from my office, I look in the morning and I see like a couple of cars there at breakfast time. I go home right around 4:30, 5 o'clock, right about when it should be really busy. And this particular one, there's like no cars in front of it. I'm wondering how, they just barely built that about 4 or 5 months ago. I'm wondering how long that's going to actually survive. That's not the probably every Chick-fil-A, because I know La Habra is still pretty busy, but this one here in Santa Fe Springs, with my district, it's like a ghost town. So it's affecting businesses too, because families are contracting. They're starting to like, hey, we can't even go out and enjoy and have a meal together by going out and eat because it's just so expensive.
I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
You can reach me at Raul Ortiz for assembly.com. That's Raul Ortiz for FOR assembly.com. Thank you, James.
Absolutely. Just remember that currently 32 out of 40 seats in the California State Senate are held by a Democrat. 62 out of 80 seats in the California State Assembly are held by a Democrat. The lieutenant governor seat is currently held by a Democrat, and the governor's seat is currently held by, you guessed it, a Democrat. So all these problems we just talked about, you know which party caused them. It's time to vote Republican this November. That's it for today. Really appreciate you guys watching my video. As always, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, or please subscribe to the channel. Always appreciate it, guys. That's what's going on in California. Hey, God bless, take care, and I'll see you all next time.